Here in this video we will discuss a bit on the designs and the life cycle of the Endoswarmer superspecies that was seen in Monarch, the Legacy of Monsters, and also talk about why they might set the stage for the appearance of Godzilla's bane, his ultimate enemy here in the Monsterverse, Destoroyah. So we have quite a few theories to throw at you here. Let's get to it. The Endoswarmer species. Discovered in Kazakhstan in 1959, these creatures were found initially as eggs in an abandoned nuclear power plant where they, even as eggs, were feeding on the radiation in that place, slowly growing and maturing and eventually hatching out in response to disturbances caused by Keiko, Shaw and Randa. There, they pursued the characters and were able to get a hold of Keiko, dragging her into an abyss, supposedly killing her. When they stumble upon these mysterious eggs, Keiko initially identified them as a new type of MUTO, and then later Entertainment Weekly was the first to unveil the title Endoswarmer, a name that was stuck and gained recognition. Director Matt Shakman to Rotten Tomatoes referred to the creatures as millipede creatures, and then later, as the series unfolded, the mature specimen was called an Endopede. The Endoswarmers, as their name suggests, are a swarm species working in unison even moments after hatching out. They bear a resemblance to arthropods like millipedes or centipedes, featuring compact armored bodies with a distinctive single row of sharp spikes running along their backs, and also elongated legs. Their dark grey coloration is accentuated by striking orange highlights. Notably, these creatures lack visible eyes but sport lengthy antennae on their heads. In their infancy, they measure around 2 feet or 60 centimeters, while the adults exhibit a formidable size, as large as 2 fully grown elephants, easily over 12 meters or 40 feet long, and they are then called the Endopedes. These Endopedes in their mature stage maintain a chitinous armor and multiple limbs of their larval forms, but they undergo a considerable size increase. These creatures now have significantly larger stature, featuring 4 massive horn-like mandibles extending from their quadruple-jawed mouths adorned with circular rows of razor-sharp teeth. Adding to their formidable appearance, they have long tentacle-like appendages protruding from their maws. The undersides of the Endopedes intermittently emit a deep orange glow, just like their larval forms, creating bursts of vibrant colors at irregular intervals. Now let's take a look at their origins and their life cycle. Keiko theorized that these creatures were attracted to the surface from their underground habitat due to the radioactive energy given off by the nuclear power plant in Kazakhstan. And with our added knowledge of the movies, we can infer that they are a hollow earth titan species that came out of a portal located underneath the facility, which was evident in the episode 8 where the adult specimen appeared and nearly killed Keiko Randa. So these species have 3 life stages. 3 stages in their life cycle. First as an egg that glows with an orange hue with the radiation that they feed on, then as juvenile larval endoswarmers which are insectoid, and then they molt and shed their skins like certain arthropods to come out as small adult specimens which then continue to grow to the size of the mature endopede. Now the big question arises, are they a pre-mutated form of the one and only Destoroyah? Well, to start with, the kaiju that caused the death of Godzilla in the 1995 Heisei movie originally started out as a microform which grew and became a crawl form which was sort of like arthropod or which looks like a trilobite. Now these two, like the Endoswarmers, are a swarm species and work together in unison, acting as a singular organism. They then later grow into the aggregate form and the flying form, ending in the ultimate Destoroyah form. But this was all due to the oxygen destroyer and the micro-oxygen which caused them to mutate. The Monsterverse, if they are wise, can twist the Endoswarmers into an origin story for their own version of Destoroyah, a kaiju of high demand by fans to appear in the Monsterverse movies to fight against Titanus Gojira. The Endopedes could be the equivalent of a juvenile or a smaller type of aggregate form of Destoroyah. Of course, they can have their own creative ways of explaining the origins, but the basic layout has been set in 2019's King of the Monsters, where Godzilla and Ghidorah fought off the coast of Mexico in 2019. They were both hit by a new radical weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer. This weapon, as of the Heisei movie, was in fact the genesis of the Destoroyah creature. Monsterverse could adapt this story and explain that this explosion in the ocean was in a close vicinity of a hollow earth portal that Godzilla used to intercept Monster Zero. They could say that the Endopedes or the Endoswarmers followed the G-Man to the spot, but were exposed to the radiation or the action of the micro-oxygen from the OD weapon. This would then mutate them to a more rapidly evolving organism, an embodiment of the weapon that nearly killed the G-Man in KOTM. This could be where Destoroyah finally enters the Monsterverse and fights Godzilla in a future movie after GXK The New Empire. And that's about it. Now, if you like this video, then check this other one as well. And do check out our channel, as we might have things from the Monsterverse and other monster movies that you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, fam.